Hello, welcome to GOT. Today we're doing something different. I'm here in Texas visiting my daughter, my grandkids, and of course my son-in-law, and wrapping up my trip here. But while I've been here, I allowed my daughter to use the Samsung Z Fold 6. She's used to Samsung phones. She has a history of them. Which Samsung phones have you used?
This right now it's the Samsung 25 Plus, right? Yeah, the 25 Plus, and then before I had the 24. I mean, I pretty much have had all the S series.
Didn't you have the flip phone too for a while?
Oh, I did. I had the flip phone. Had two flip phones that I did with them twice.
Okay.
Yep. But mainly the S series, and I do the Plus.
All right. But this is your first time with a Z Fold or any kind of folding phone, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And how did you like the flip phone?
I loved my flip phone. But I ended up trading it in because they need to work on the hinge a little bit. I was having some troubles with the hinge. And so I traded it in for a new flip phone, but then had the same problems with the flipping hinge of it. I don't know how to explain it, but it had some issues. And so I traded it in for the 25 Plus before it lost the value of it.
I remember back then I had let you use the S24, I believe, the standard size, and you like that size better. So why did you go from that though to the Plus?
Because the camera quality is much better, from what I've been told, on the Plus.
Okay, well, they're pretty much the same, but the screen quality is better on the Plus.
One of those reasons. It was either the camera or the screen quality. I can't remember, but yes, I did like the size of the 24, but this one's just as well.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to talk about her use of the Z Fold 6, and by the end of this video, you'll know whether, if you are a Samsung user and you use their larger phones, if moving up to the Z Fold 6 being even larger is the way to go, or even the Z Fold 7 as it comes here shortly. So that's what I'm using my daughter here for, is to kind of give us an unbiased outsider view. You know me, I review all these phones, so I have my own opinion, but I want to hear from her. So having the flip, and then you move to the S24, and then the S25, and you really love the phone.
I do. I really like this phone.
But when I asked if you wanted to try out the Z Fold 6, you were very intrigued. Why?
Well, with my line of work, I'm a social media manager. I figured that I could do multiple things on it, like a tablet, rather than just on my phone. Especially when I'm traveling, I thought I could do that instead of just, on this phone. I multitask, but I have to just go back and forth. Whereas the Fold, I can have one on one side and one on the other. So I figured that would be, I don't know, just better with my work.
And how was it?
I really like it. My dad did, though, get me to use the gestures instead of the buttons. And so I did do that, and getting used to it, and I switched it on my phone. But I like the Fold. I like it closed, too. I like it's narrower and fits my hand. And then when it's open, I like that I can multitask for sure.
How did you find the texting on that smaller screen? Because you guys all know that I've often struggled and didn't like the narrow screen. For me, it's just very thin, and trying to type on that is just a chore for me. But she seemed to like it. So how was it to you typing on that thing?
Yeah, typing on it was pretty simple. I have smaller hands, but
you have fingernails.
Simple. Yeah, but
doesn't that make it difficult to even go smaller?
No, especially because these are my real nails. I don't wear fake nails, and
okay.
I'm used to the length. And I don't use my nails; I use the pads.
Okay, so ladies with fingernails, there you go.
Now with it open, it's a little harder to type because, well,
remember had the split screen that you could do.
Split screen would be the best because you're not having to go far apart. But it was still manageable.
Okay. Okay. So it was joy, and then you liked watching videos on it?
Yes, I liked watching videos on it. Especially when I work, I have 2 computer screens that I work from, and usually on my phone I have a movie or a show playing on in the background, and this was nice because it's just bigger.
Yeah.
And I read from my Kindle a lot, and if ever I forget my Kindle at home, this would work just as.
Now, you're not promoting watching videos while you work. Why don't you explain yourself? How can you watch videos while you work?
Well, I mainly listen to the videos rather than watching them, but
you spend a lot of time uploading.
There's a lot of uploading and downloading, and I'm having to wait for things to, finish downloading or processing, and I watch as I go.
Because she works from home, folks.
Yes, I work from home. Yes.
So that makes it a little easier to do.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your experience with the Z Fold 6, and what is your final thoughts on whether why would you upgrade, and then maybe why you wouldn't?
Okay. Overall experience, I really liked it. It's also a head turner, because when I went to Bible study, I flipped it open and my friend was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. So that was kind of fun. I've really enjoyed reading my notes off of it rather than the smaller screen. And then also the fold, you don't really see the crease. I mean, you do see the crease, but it fades once you're using it. You don't see the crease as much.
I forgot to ask you about that.
Yeah. And then overall, why would I upgrade? I would upgrade for sure because of the double screens, because of the screens. I wouldn't upgrade because of the price.
Okay. Now she's seen my other foldables. As a matter of fact, all 3 of them are recording this video, so we can't really put them on screen right now. But you've seen how much wider they were than the Z Fold. Okay, and I know that one of them you thought felt really good in the hand, but them being a little bit wider, would it feel too big in your hand versus this one, or what do you think?
I don't even think I noticed the width. So no, I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Really?
I really liked the one that was thinner.
The V3.
V3.
The Honor Magic V3. She really liked the feel of that.
That one was lighter,
thin and lightweight.
thinner. I do have to say these are hard for me to open. And I don't know if it is because I have nails and I'm trying not to use my nails. I'm trying to use... But,
well, when you have a case on them, they make cases that make it easier. Yeah. And a matter of fact, if you use the ring, there's magnetic rings, and you've seen them on some of my videos, put on the back. You can actually use the ring to help pull it open. Nice. Yeah. So so I think that with a little bit, the next Z Fold is going to be a little bit wider, right? A little bit bigger inside screen, being 8 inches instead of 7.6. So you have a little more surface to work with. And then the front screen will be a little bit bigger, and it's going to be thinner. Okay. So it's going to be close to the thinness of the Honor Magic V3. Not quite as thin, but very close. I think the Honor Magic V3 is 4.35 millimeters. Okay, if you want to get down to specs. And the Z Fold 7 is supposed to be 4.5. It's going to feel a lot like the Honor Magic, as far as size. So you may like that. The front screen actually be a little bigger, though. It's going to be a little taller.
Yeah.
So something to think about. So we may have to revisit this when they announce the phone and it comes out. And let me know down in the comments, should she just go for it and get Z Fold 7 or 6? Or should she just settle for and go for the next iteration of the Plus phone? Or are they going to are they replacing the Plus with the Edge? That may be a possibility. And I don't think she would want the Edge. So let us know down in the comments. You got to say anything you want to ask them?
I think I had the Edge before.
No.
Didn't they have one?
They had an Edge before. It was curved on the edges. But now they have a new phone, right? It's the S25 Edge. It's coming out next month in April. But it doesn't have curves. It's not an Edge. It's just a thinner phone with only 2 cameras instead of 3.
Oh.
And it has the newer processor, but it's going to be just as much as your S Plus.
Hmm.
So they're actually bringing down some of the quality and charging you more because it's thin.
But it's not their first Edge, right?
No, they had another fault, the 6 Edge that they called.
I'm pretty
They
sure
called
I
them
had
Edge
that.
phones.
I'm pretty sure I had that, and then
yeah, but that's a totally different. That's because it was curved edges. This is totally something different. You'll have to check out my video. So anyway, yeah. So, got anything for them?
No,
No,
not really.
Will you take their votes in account whether you upgrade?
Possibly. Possibly.
I wonder if I should just go ahead and do a poll.
We could do a poll, and how many people vote yes, and I'll do it.
Okay. All right, we'll do a poll and see what y'all think. What we'll do is we'll do a poll and whether she should just go for the next iteration of 25 Plus, or if she should just go for the Fold.
If we get, how about this? If we get 150 votes yes, then I'll get it.
Oh, you heard it here. 150 votes yes, and she'll go ahead and get the Z Fold 7. So I think that's it. We covered it, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll ask her and refer them back to you, or we can get a video from her to answer back. So thanks for hanging out with it. Again, if you want to know more about the Edge, check out this video here. Until next time, God bless.